All right, let's start that again. All right, and we just had some new people join. All right, today is about reading report number 3, Westside number 3. So I want you all to look at your report right now. I'm going to quickly share my screen and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So this is my report that I sent to myself. I don't know when. When did I send it? On the 20th of Feb, yesterday, the other day. So this is the one that looks like this, comes down, and depending on your third page, it lists all your teamies, yeah? So what I want you to be looking at, quickly have a look, see how it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top? Take note. So stop and share. Don't want you looking at all of my info now, don't care. All right, I've drawn up, because I'm super neat and artistic, this way. First of all, I just want you to look at this. We all know that installment volume is separate to full promotional volume. Installment volume, for example, you take your premium pack, 371 points, divide it by 4 equals 92. You add up your installment points, no matter what the product is, and that makes you qualify. I just wanted to touch on that. So Gemma, that's just something that you'll start to learn more of. So we know that. We don't want to get confused with that. Your SCs now, you want to know that off the top of your head. So I want you to be looking, right? So see how I've drawn up a part of my report. You've got your name here, whether it's yours or a teamie's, and you've got number 4, and it says PBQ and POBQ. So look at your reports while I'm saying this. Then you've got column 5, excess, PB, POB. Yeah? These are what you want to be watching now that you're an SC, because both these columns are going to start to fill up the month after you've hit SC. So Gemma, yours won't start filling up until next month, for example, right? Now, these are the numbers you need to know. So this is what, and hopefully that's big enough. Under your PBQ, so that means qualifying, PB qualifying, yeah? We need that to hit 1,800 points by the last day of the month, latest. So you can qualify your business. So 1,800 installment points, yeah? POBQ, what we need to qualify for POB is 5,000 points, yeah? 5,000. So to qualify for POB, by the end of the month, you need 5,000 installment points running through your business minimum. Now, something I want to teach you, you have the name here. So say you're looking at your name or a teamie's name, and they've got, it's halfway through the month, and they've had 750 installment points already paid for that month, because this restarts every month. 750, and then underneath they have, well, let's go 92.75 underneath, but there's no name here next to that 92. The 92 is floating by itself. That means that for the month so far, there's been 92 points unpaid. Yeah? So that shows your declines. So then when your upline message is saying, hey, just letting you know you've got some declines happening through your business, it's because they're looking at this saying there's 92 points unpaid. The reason I said 92 is that's one premium pack that's been declined between the start of the month and the day you ran this report. Can I get a show of thumbs up that that makes sense? I know some of you guys do know this, but some of you are new and you're still learning. So it's only as long as it's not next to a name. So you want to go through and you want to see where the declines are through your team, because 1, declines means customers aren't paying. We don't want customers to quit on us. And 2, you need payline volume now for any promotion above SC. So SSC to NMD is all based on how people pay every month. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. So we know that needs to be 1,800. Anything under here, so say your POB's at 2,000 and you've got 300 unpaid, you can see that 300 unpaid. I'm going to go into more detail because you're probably like, what the hell's the difference, right? I will go into that. So if there's a number under here, it tells you it's unpaid. So keep that in the notes. So how do you get PB and POB? I'll use my black pen. So anything contributing to your PB is your own customers. So own customers, your VFs directly beneath you or in your team, yeah, your DVFs. Now, you can use any orders from your VFs and DVFs as far down the generations as they go, as long as there's no SDVFs or above in between. So what I mean is, this is you. One of your teamies is DVF. They have a DVF and they have a VF. All of these installment points roll up to the first SDVF and above. Does that make sense? So when you're counting for qualifying, you can count everyone down. So Nikki, I know you shook your head. So when you're counting for qualifying, you can count your own customers, any of your VFs or DVFs, or DDs or whatever they're called over there, as long as there's no one in between that's going for qualifying. Does that lighten it up a bit better? I can't spend too much time on this, but Nikki, I can answer that. I just want to give you guys a rough guide and we can ask questions later. So when you're going for qualifying, any of your own customers, VFs or DVFs, no matter, say you have 3 DVFs under you, DVF, all of their points go up to you to qualify because they're not at a qualifying level yet. Yeah, okay. Now, POB. So the difference between POB and PB is you can count VFs, DVFs, volume, so that any of their volume, SDVFs, underneath you, as long as there's no SCs in between, right? So do you know the principle I was just saying here? Includes SDVFs, because you cannot qualify for POB until you're an SC. And what POB literally means is you earn an extra percentage and your commission goes up. That's another Zoom for another day. Yeah, but POB means your pay goes up if you hit 5,000. That's what you needed to qualify. So for example, so here's you. Let's say your business structure looks like this for now. You're an SC. You've got an SDVF here, and they have a DVF. You've got an SC here, right, and they've got some team. And you've got, well, you need at least an SDVF, don't you? Or something, yeah? Down. And they've got DVFs, SDVFs. Now, you can collect from installment volume to that 5,000 points that you need for the month from everyone in your customers, VFs, DVFs, and SDVFs. So you can pick up all these points from these, raise up, and this raise it up. You can't take anything from this team because you've got an SC going for their own POB. So that's the cutoff, yeah? And everyone here, that's an SDVF, DVF, SDVF, say that's a VF, all rolls up to the closest SC. Does that make sense? Great. So I think that's really, really cool. To hit the 5,000 points, it just means you pick up 2% on your SC leg businesses. So we'll definitely go through that another day. So we understand the difference between PB and POB. So this is really exciting because when you get to SC, every time you get to a new promotional level, it means your paycheck, you open another way to get paid. It's not just 3 ways. That's only at the start. Yeah? So so we know what that is. Do we all understand excess? Most of us do, some of us don't. When you hit over 1,800 PBQ for the month, whatever's on top of it goes into your excess bucket for the next month. You can never exceed 1,800 in your PB excess. For example, for mine, I finish my month in my PB column at about 3,000, but my excess will never ever overflow 1,800. You can never go. So, and what good is about the excess is if you have a month and you only turn over 1,700 paid by the end of the month, they take 100 points out of the excess bucket to top you up to qualify. So what I'm saying here is you want a business that you are already hitting 1,800 by the end of the month and you're building your excess to stay at 1,800. to stay strongly qualified. Same goes for POB excess. When your team starts building and you build and you finish the month with more than 5,000 paid installment volumes, excess goes into the excess bucket and you can never exceed 5,000. Yeah, so the reason I show you this is you want to be watching this, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to use me as an example. So my POB was finishing the month at about 12,000, right? Then within a 2-month period, I had like 4 front lines hit SC. And that means I couldn't take I couldn't use any of their installments to my POB because they went to themselves, right? And I didn't even realize this. And I checked my report. I was naughty. I didn't look at that section on my report at the end of every month. And I realized I'm actually only just finishing the month on 5,000 here. If I drop any lower, it will start taking from my POB. Now, I might have a strong NMD business in that sense, but if I start dropping POB and I don't hit 5,000 by the end of the month, I will lose 2% on every single SC business. And imagine if you had a massive business, right, and your pay can go down. This is why we stress getting these numbers there, building it up over time. So I hope that makes sense. I want to also, I've been talking for 25 minutes. All right, that went so quickly. What we're going to do, I'm just seeing people in the chat. What if the POBQ is over the 5,000 but the PBQ is below 1,800? Can that be possible? I know the other way can be possible. 1,800. I don't think your POB, wait there. In Italy, we do not have that. Sorry, Nikki, wait. Dave, I'm unmuting you. Go.
Yes, it can, because it is. So my POBQ is up around, what I said, about 7,000.
Right now or end of the month?
Right now.
Fantastic. Yeah?
7,031.
Yep, 7,000.
Yep.
Yep.
But my PBQ is only at...
yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, I can answer that now. So give me your PBQ.
1026.
Because...
But that would be... Yeah. I've got quite a few tried that aren't SC.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of SDVFs. SDVFs can filter into this. So let me see if this explains it. Let's use Dave. I don't know Dave's exact structure, but let's say this is Dave. Now, if all his front line, whoever they are, become SDVFs, they're SDVFs, yeah? All his front line become SDVFs, he can't use any of these points to qualifying because they go to themselves. So he can only rely on his customers because he has no DVFs, right, or VFs. So if he's not self-qualifying and turning over 1,800, he can fall out of qualifying but still get POB because all these guys have numbers coming through and they filter up to POB. Does that make sense? Yeah, so thanks. So I'm like, hang on, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, so this is where, when this starts to happen, because if Dave doesn't qualify, say Dave hits his POB, but he doesn't qualify PB, the 1,800, he won't actually pick up any commission from his team. You need to qualify yourself. Yeah, so this is why we've made this recording, listen back over it, ask questions. Every time I learned this, it took me more than once to learn, and we need to start filtering it to you guys to pick it up, yeah? This took me time to learn, and it's going to duplicate down. Now, that's why we always say self-qualifying is the strongest thing you can do. Self-qualifying means your PBQ, your qualifying 1,800 points, all come from your own personal orders. Because if all your frontline get to SDVF and above, which is fantastic for your structure, and obviously not just about you, about them, they're building their income. If they all do that, you can't use your team to your qualifying. So if you divide 1,800 So if you divide it by 300, no, 92. So if you go divide 92.75, because that's a Prem Pack installment. So everyone do that now. Put it in your calculator. We go 1,800 divide a premium pack on installment, 92.75, equals 19.4. So round it up, equals 20 Prem Packs you need under your customer base so you are self-qualified. And that's why we always say build a customer base to 2021, right? If not more. So when you first start this business, you'll find, and when you bring in your team, you'll find that their qualifying is going to come from their own and their DVFs, because you get your DVF when you get to SDVF, yeah? But you want to build that up so you're self-qualified. Your paycheck's going to be higher, your profit's going to be higher, yeah? Because you don't want to be falling out of that. So very important to stay self-qualified and build yourself up strongly with customers. All right. Any more questions? I need you to say, Nikki, all right. I'm not sure what your reports look like, babe.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same, but the thing about the getting the extra 2% commission when you hit SC, we don't have that.
Okay.
So
I don't know how yours work.
Yeah, we only get the extra commission when we have an SC in our team.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You need to hit your POB and you have to have SCs in your team. That's why I wasn't going to go over that now. You
right,
still,
okay, fine, okay.
Yeah. I was going to draw it up. I'm going to do another recorded Zoom exactly on, I'm going to draw out everything, right? But you still need to hit your 5,000 to qualify your POB to have a strong business. So if we get that in our heads now, yeah, and have that as our goal, we're watching that.
Okay.
But yours compensation plan is a bit different anyway. But yeah. All right. Any more questions before our time runs out? We understand. Do you guys understand how you pick up? I have enough time to explain these. Where you pick up commissions when you qualify for PBQ. Do you want me to quickly draw this up? Because this is what I put a video in, but I had all the old volumes. So this is something I learned really quickly. I'm someone who, when I first started, I'm like, I want to know exactly how I'm getting paid. I rang up head office and Lindy explained the whole thing to me. And this is something, if you really want to understand this and any of us don't explain it right, get on the phone to head office, okay? That's why they're there. So Dues Plus always pays, which way does the percentage go? 14%, yeah? When an order goes out, can you guys see that? I'll do my best. 14%, always 14%, right? You have to have that in your head. So if you are a VF, you're on 0% commission. So you're like, where does that 14% go, right? DVFs, you've got the 4%. SDVFs are on the 9. SCs are on the 14. So the difference between here is 5%. Difference between here is 5%. And that doesn't count because you don't qualify. You understand in a second. And the big difference here is the 14%. The difference here is the 10%. Is that all making sense so far? We're noticing the difference. Ooh. Teacher Award of the Year does not go to me. All right. So when you're an SDVF, you earn 9% commission. You will always receive 9% commission on your customer base. If you qualify your business, you pick up the difference from your DVFs because they're only at 4%. Yeah, you pick up that 5% difference. It rolls up to you. If you have VFs, yeah, and there's a little difference at 9%. If you bring in a VF and you qualify, you pick up 9% on their customers because they're not at that level yet. So this is why you want to get to SC. Because SC, you're earning 14% on your own customers, plus any of your team that's not at SC yet, if you qualify, you pick up the difference, whatever the difference is between them. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you don't qualify, that's why you can see your paycheck drop hundreds of dollars, because that's where you pick up your in-between commissions. And that's why we always encourage to qualify and build up to the top level, because Juice Plus always pays 14%. Now, for example, look at this. Now, I'd share this, and some people are like, oh, well, you're SC and I'm only DVF, you're making 9% on me, right? Because that's what went through my head. That DVF has every opportunity to get to SC themselves. So don't ever feel bad that you're making money from your team, because one, you've helped them, and two, you're helping them get to that level so they can earn it back, yeah? The 4% don't you get 10? What do you mean, Sally? 4% DVF. So if you have a DVF and you're an SC, you pick up the 10% difference, because 14 take 4 is 10, if that's what you mean. So say this is you, and you have an SDVF who has an SDVF who has a DVF. Yeah? Use this example. 14%, 994. So even if these people qualify, I'm talking, this is specific to your business, you just up here. Even if these people qualify, the max that they can pick up is 9% or any difference. So the difference between these two is only 5%. You're at the top level. So you will pick up, if you qualify, you pick up 5% from this one, because 14 take 9 is 5%. So you pick up the difference. This one, you pick up the difference on their customers. And this one, you'd pick up 5, whatever, because they pick up 5, and then you pick up the leftovers. Does that make sense? Yeah? No, if it doesn't...
Sorry, Kim. I thought when it's a 4%, because the office gives you 14%. So
yeah.
Isn't it 10%?
What do you mean, though?
5.
Depends on how... Sorry, babe.
That's okay. When you reach 4% in your business, don't you end up getting 10% of that person?
Well, if
you get 5%.
So the 4% is a DVF.
That's right. So that 10%, that extra 10%, who gets that?
The next. So if you have a DVF, depends. If you're an SC and you have a DVF directly in frontline to you, they're on 4% on their customers. You're on 14% on your customers. Because they're only on 4%, there's an extra 10% missing, right? So it rolls up to the SC. You've just got to work out whatever level you're on, and whoever's directly frontline to you, and you take away 14, take whatever it is, because the money has to go somewhere. And this is why you can have downline earn more than you, because their business is wider, yeah, and they're picking up more commission. This is why I love network marketing, because it's not pyramid. You can have the same, you're going to be on the same level, same commission. If your business is wider and you have more DVF front lines or more team that aren't at 14% yet, your pay will be higher. But obviously they have the same opportunity to build themselves up. So it's always give and take, always give and take. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys, because that was a lot of info, and I don't believe I'm the best at explaining this stuff, but I hope you like that. I'm just going to stop recording.